a self-taught kid from New Jersey, almost quits music twice, then becomes the singing voice in Netflix's most watched movie ever, K-pop Demon Hunters. This is the exact chain of decisions that turned setbacks into a purpose-driven career for Andrew Choi.
He's sort of this guy who lost his way, you know, and he's trying to find redemption, right? And so that's actually been my life in the past like 6 years. You know, I've been through a lot of hardships, which I'm not going to go into, obviously.
Right.
In this video, you're going to see Andrew's practical way to use failure that turns it into an opportunity. How he proved that staying in the game works even if you're not exactly where you want to be. And his simple line that can steady you on bad days and keep you moving.
I let you keep that voice, Jinu, and you dare to mock me with it?
I'm not here to mock you. I'm here to help you. It's time for a new strategy. We fight the hunters where they least expect it. Go after the very thing that powers the Hun Moon. The fans.
Andrew Choi was born in Korea but moved to the United States at a young age. He got his love of music from his mom.
I was singing since I was a little kid. Now, I get it from my mom. She's a singer.
Oh.
Amazing singer.
Really?
Yeah. She used to sing in the church choir and things like that. So she would sing to me all the time since I was a kid, and I picked it up from her. So I love singing.
He wasn't able to get formal training. Instead, he taught himself, mostly through church. He fixated on one goal, to do music for real, and he chased that goal. In 1999, he flew to Seoul. He spent 18 months doing the unglamorous circuit, auditions, cold calls, learning an industry he only knew from afar, until momentum stalled. So he came back to the US and chose the reliable route. He enrolled at Rutgers University, studying computer science. At the same time, he kept the stage within reach. For 4 years, he was the lead singer of the Ides, an Asian American alternative rock band. His bandmates left for financial reasons and the project dissolved.
I think the greatest hardship was actually getting into the industry, you know? It took me over 15 years. You know, I don't think it would have taken as long if I really just pushed myself a little bit harder, you know? There were a lot of setbacks, there were a lot of disappointments, there were a lot of excuses. And it got to a point where like I kind of just gave up.
He moves to Korea to teach English for 2 years in his 30s. He writes music casually with no real plan. And then him and a friend decide to save up and get some studio time. Producer Kim Tae-sung happened to double back after forgetting a bag. He hears Andrew singing and invites him to top line.
Top lining is just simply crafting melody.
On a batch of tracks.
He heard me singing in the booth, he called me out, he said, hey, I have a couple of tracks, would you like to try top lining over them? And I was like, yeah, sure. And you know, for me, I didn't even think of it as sort of like an opportunity. So I wasn't nervous. Yeah, it just felt like, you know, something that I could try and I had nothing to lose.
Including one from Teddy Riley, the Teddy Riley.
And what's even more incredible is that later on I found out that that track was actually Teddy Riley's track. My mind was blown because I'm such a huge fan of Teddy Riley. I grew up listening to almost every Michael Jackson song, and the Dangerous album was one of my favorites.
The one that's worked with Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown, and a lot of other R&B artists. He recorded the tracks that very night and returned them without expecting anything. He didn't even think he did that good, but Teddy produced it and Shiny recorded it.
And that very same night, I finished those songs, recorded it. You know, it was very poorly recorded. Like there was no auto-tune or anything on it. Like we didn't know anything back then. And I was just like, all right, I sent it over. Didn't think much of it. And then like a week later, I was at work and he calls me and he's like, hey, one of your songs got cut. And I was like,
Wow.
I didn't really know exactly what that meant either. You know, it's like cut, like what do you mean by that exactly? He's like, oh, it's gonna be on an album. And so that was my first cut with Shiny.
And Beautiful became Andrew's first big credit in K-pop. That's when doors to professional songwriting opened. Note that it's only because he kept working that luck was able to find him. He also steps back into the light with SBS's K-pop Star 2.
Since I was young, I wanted to become an artist, a singer.
He places third, and just weeks later releases his debut EP, Love Was Enough. Through the 2010s, he builds stacks of credits. By 2024, he's an established songwriter and works for SM Entertainment as a regular vocal trainer for SM Universe. He's teaching what he practices and practicing what he teaches. Then, fellow producer and singing voice for Rumi, EJ.
You know Andrew Choi, the voice of Jinu, he was actually my mentor when I started writing K-pop. One of the first things he told me was, if you can talk, you can sing.
Asks him to record a demo of Soda Pop.
One day she contacted me and she asked me if I could sing a demo for one of the songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that was Soda Pop.
Oh, okay, so you actually sang it from the conception of it, which was the demo part of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that was just supposed to be like a one-off gig.
That's followed by months of silence. Then out of nowhere came the call. Can you record as Jinu's singing voice?
I sang it, I sent it back, sort of forgot about it, and then Sony, they hit me back up and they asked me if I might be interested in actually being one of the Saja boys.
Wow.
He was apprehensive at first, his brighter tenor against the character's voice actor's lower dialogue.
I was concerned that maybe his voice and my singing voice wouldn't really match up.
Right.
But like, unfortunately, the people bought into it and I feel relieved.
He said, I was afraid people were going to call me out, but I think we're all glad he said yes. The executive music producer pushes for raw emotion and making the vocals sound as aggressive as possible.
I never knew that a single word could be that important. And so there were just particular words that he had me sing like literally 20, 30, 40 times.
Oh my gosh.
And in the beginning I didn't quite get it. And then he would sort of paint a scenario for me. It's like, I want you to imagine this is the scene where you're walking with Rumi and you guys want to kiss, but you can't, I want you to think about that and I want you to really try to convey this word in the best way possible.
The hardest song to track was Free, a Jinu Rumi duet at the edge of Andrew's range. In hindsight, his personal favorite performance is Your Idol.
Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed.
In June 2025, K-pop Demon Hunters lands on Netflix. It becomes the platform's most watched movie ever with over 325 million views.
We were able to make history.
Yeah, no doubt.
with this film, and that is huge. I never thought that we would see something like this in my lifetime. Actually,
4 songs in the Billboard Top 100. Andrew's vocals front Jinu's Soda Pop, Your Idol, and Free.
I was just as surprised as any person who first watched the movie because I didn't know the full story.
Right.
Because we were working at such a fast pace that I was just there to sing the songs, right? And so they only explained to me an excerpt of that scene
Your
where I'm
parts,
singing.
right.
So those are the only scenes I knew. So I watched the movie just like everyone else. And so, of course, the thing that shocked me was Jinu's death.
Weeks later, he's in Singapore with SM Universe, leading group classes on performing Soda Pop.
My name is Andrew Choi. I am the singing voice for Jinu for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Andrew, welcome to Singapore. Your vocal class with us has been fully booked. We're so happy to have you here. It's your first time to Singapore?
Alongside the film, he relaunches as a solo artist, releasing Under My Skin in May of 2025.
Too afraid to fall.
It now has over 300,000 streams on Spotify alone.
Yeah, and I see the songs moving up on the Billboard charts, and I'm just so, I feel really blessed. I feel really grateful. And I'm just trying to enjoy every step of it.
Andrew's still songwriting. He started a company with K-pop hitmaker Kenzie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who
famous,
is
very famous.
a legendary, songwriter for SM. And she and I have been really close, and we started this company together. And it's only been about 2 years since we started, gaining momentum, I think.
Wow, okay.
But he also plans to put out some more of his own songs and says that we can expect another single soon. And yes, if Jinu needs his voice again, he'll be ready. So here's the truth behind Andrew Choi's overnight moment. It wasn't overnight. He moved for music and stalled, fronted a band and watched it fall apart, finished 3rd on TV, cut a demo and heard nothing for months. But he stayed in the game, and that's what mattered.
Laura from the future here. I'm just going through my footage and I realized I forgot to tell you that I already have a video on EJ, Rayami, and Audrey Nunez, so I'm gonna link those for you here. Also, if you want to subscribe, you can leave a comment in the community and let me know what video you'd like to see next. I'd love to make one just for you.
So when your plans stall, don't decide you're done. Stay in the game and leave a trail for luck to follow. When the call finally comes, you won't need to become a different person. You'll already be warmed up.